Hello and welcome back, all you truthers out there, to our series where we reveal the shocking truth about the fabulous lives of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. OMG Mike here, welcome back to our channel yet again. We are back again with another vivid episode of the royal family running the emotions crazy. These revelations of today are so strong you might want some heat-resistant gloves before going in. The real focus of our conversation is Princess and being an iron fist in a velvet glove to Meghan Markle. Now, before we get into this juicy situation, if you haven't already, please subscribe and turn on those notifications. You do not want to miss the fire we have prepared for you. Therefore, as you have heard, no-nonsense Princess Royal finally reached its saturation point with Meghan's grandiose delusions and continued desire to be in the spotlight. In one of the few interviews she has permitted, and pretty much slagged off the Duchess of Defection as an overambitious fantasist who had no conception of her place or purpose or rank in the royal family. This is the sort of searing criticism most of us have been expecting, secretly hoping that it comes directly from Meghan going through the royal ringer. For this aspiring celebrity, this reality check will remind her that she was never built to wield the kind of influence or public adoration of which her lofty aspirations have painted in her head. You are no celebrity, darling. Princess Anne, known for her no-fuss practical manner, made sure her feelings were known. That sparked heated debates among royal watchers and fans about what her words might mean for the royal family and its image. Anne's words are also a reminder of the resiliency of traditions and power within the royal family that have already withstood the modern influence of the celebrity age. As if the never-ending saga of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle resigning from their royal duties wasn't already complicated enough, this new tidbit adds an extra layer of intrigue. The couple has been the subject of significant media attention and controversy since they announced in January that they were stepping down as senior royals. And a series of profitable deals with major streaming platforms and revealing interviews have kept them on the cultural agenda, much to the chagrin of the more traditional members of the royal family. The candid review by Princess Anne could suggest unpopularity within the palace walls. Her words carry weight, in no small part due to the fact that she is a member of the royal family who has got on with it, in the job she was born to do, without fuss. And her willingness to publicly criticize what she saw as lackluster behavior from Meghan highlighted the stark cultural divides and a royal family culture clash that has played out in recent weeks. The royal household is in a more difficult state than I have ever seen it. As we continue to watch the ongoing theater unfold, it seems Harry and Meghan cannot fulfill the insatiable curiosity of the public, and that is despite the public's enduring fascination with the dramatic turns in the couple's tale. Anne's total professionalism is palpable as she puts the manipulative former cable actress who married her way into notice in her place. Give a hand to Aunt Anne for preserving Windsorian tradition and puttin' the tri-duchess in her place with the peasants. Nice to see a senior royal decided to take on Meghan, the upper-class twit, who has zip self-awareness and insists on portraying Meghan Markle as a victim/minority. According to Anne, it is a matter of mismatched priorities and self-image when it comes to Meghan's documented battle and royal tale. Every new person joining the royal family understands that they must never upstage the main players, but Meghan appeared to see herself the star from day one. Only someone with a level of hubris that borders on the utterly delusional would have made no move to touchdown and instead insisted that she, instead of going above, into the wild blue yonder, be wheeled in and out of airports and onto tarmacs while standing on stairs to truly maximize her royal wave and her photo op. This set her up for an endless array of power struggles over who got the top billing. Basically, the former Suits star imagined herself as the bright shiny new face of a long overdue modernized rethink of the outdated monarchy. The moment Harry proposed, the prince was marrying a younger mixed-race American actress ticking every diversity box in the books. Confident she that with her unusual provenance and Hollywood shine she would once become the fresh face of the monarchy, an international darling and icon. This would most certainly send her without any doubt into the heights of the crown's most notorious and lauded ambassadors. Or, that's what's likely already a premature fantasy of swirling around in Meghan's head before she even slips on her first designer hat and coat dress combo for an official public engagement. However, as the wise princess and correctly points out, this utter self-indulgence is precisely what ultimately landed Meghan in such a spectacular mess with the royal family. Anne's insight exposes the long-held customs and aspirations of a life surrounded by royalty, ones which seem to have overlooked or underestimated by Meghan. A princess is, after all, an individual, but for all its majesty the royal family is an institution that operates by the hundreds of years old ethos of duty, discretion and hierarchy, where the individual often comes second, or third, and the image and responsibilities of the institution come first. This narrative wasn't just about Meghan and Harry. In not adhering to these traditions, even if these traditions are out of date, she was coming for the idea of the House of Windsor of which the rest of the family still cling to like a mother's breast. Anne's critique also serves to illustrate the major cultural clash between Meghan's Hollywood roots and the traditional ways of the royal family. In show business, it is personal branding and self-promotion. In the royal world, it is called humility and service. Meghan, whose tactic could have passed in Hollywood, and been lauded, but is now seen as self-serving and unroyal by Brits. In the end, Anne's comments are a brutal reminder of the hardships that come with marrying into the royal family. It's a life of huge privilege but equally one of service, and it's a life that has to move the interests of a higher goal to the personal benefit. Meghan failing to play the game fell foul of how this amorphous institution works, and the result was a spectacular public showdown. At its core, the straightforwardness of this analysis is all that needs to be said about the incompatibility between Meghan and the rest of the firm. Although Meghan may have had visions of modernizing the royal family and being its biggest star maker, she learnt the hard way how tradition and modesty reign supreme. It is a powerful symbol of how, in the royal world, you can have all the charisma and ambition in the world, but true respect and acceptance only comes with an appreciation of and loyalty to the history and values of the institution, a piece of wisdom and, accurately, lacks, and Harry, also accurately, gave up. There is just no reality in which a fledgling duchess with no lineage, no rite of passage, no track record is going to land on the scene and dismiss the present pecking orders and conventions, how much the media, and the commoners, talk themselves into the dream that America's darling would swoop in to clean house and turn everything around. The notion that one could just as easily flip millennial traditions and time-honored culture was, well, unrealistic if not pure fantasy. This was never going to pass at the institutional level, and for good reason. The monarchy of the United Kingdom is one of the most ancient institutions in this world, full of tradition and history. The emergence of it is demanded by such years-old protocols, and trying to change them entirely and immediately was never going to be an easy thing. This is what Anne's views are actually hitting at. Princess Anne, who takes no prisoners and has an excellent grasp of royal duties, barely has time for Meghan Markle, who she plainly describes as their arrogant, overachieving megastar. Meghan failed to align her unrealistic expectations to the stark reality of joining such an established monarchy, according to Anne. The mainstream media portrayed Meghan as a new broom who was about to sweep clean, but to those of us who are a bit less elevated, it all looked rather different. But to us it was plain Meghan had clapped her crooked fortune in landing Prince Harry, star-dusted entry to the royal firmament. However, in the royal circles, this leap was met with skepticism and limitation. It appears Meghan somehow believed her cast in the brief role of unstoppable cultural tsunami was the same as inconceivably becoming the unqualified new starlet that would save the royal family from its own cluelessness by way of 21st-century reinvention. But little did I know that this was completely the wrong read from the get-go, and would be the beginning of the end. This is the moment you can almost hear the steam popping out of the Triduchess' ears, but you just have to sit up and salute. Her ego was bought down a peg or 23 by a character as salty and authoritarian as Princess Anne. Meghan, however, is proud-boned and strong-willed, so Anne, who is not exactly known for her tact, may have found her a little too tart for her taste. Meghan has done little to endear herself to those of us who all too predictably have defended, and often advanced, her many causes of social justice and human rights over the past couple of years, and indeed more, overtly dissing the institution she never really held in any real affection in the first place. Their personalities and their expectations collided too many times for it to ever be truly repaired, but Meghan was clearly at odds with the traditional and conservative principles of the monarchy in light of her modern and progressive ideas. This was not a private drama of the cultural and ideological wars but a very public one that played out on the world stage. The resulting drama underscored how much an institution steeped in tradition can clash with an individual fueled by self-interest and contemporary mores. Ultimately, Meghan's attempts to modernize an archaic institution, and make it reflect the 21st century, were seen as less a breath of fresh air than a tempest that squall over the still, traditional waters of the British royal family. The friction and tumult that unfolded from her emergence into the royal family remind of the intricate interrelations and harsh frameworks that underline this age-old institution. A legitimate elder stateswoman just took a shot at Meghan Markle and she just burned her in the most polite and passive-aggressive way possible. There was no sugar-coating her disgust and contempt for the former American actress, a one-trick cultural illiterate pony that believed her ticket to A-list global celebrity status was marrying into the House of Windsor. Meghan was given a brutal wake-up call by the elder stateswoman with her comments. Attempt and try her hardest to use piggybacking her duchess, and however she will never sit any higher than a second fiddle in the overall scheme of things. The critique serves as a harsh reminder that, even as Meghan tries to, and indeed did, parley her royal title into notoriety and power, the inherent biases that exist within the royal family, and in British society at large, are firmly in place. The responses echo a wider feeling among traditionalists that Meghan has a different interpretation of royal conduct and role she should adopt than perhaps previous royals suggested. They clearly strike a chord with those who find it hard to take a duchess who preaches about him who saw charmed as she raises her leg and sways for the latest mugshot overly seriously. So, tell me, what do you guys think about it? Do you agree with the elder stateswoman, or do you think Meghan should get more praise for updating the monarchy? Let me know in the comments your thoughts. Until next time on the Busted series, subscribe to our YouTube channel now for more jaw-dropping stories and scandalous exposés. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more on all things royal family. Thanks for watching. Until next time, we have more brag-worthy royal news for you. Bye for now.